Welcome to the Charmed 3, an Expitality Outdoors short form series where I ask outdoor hospitality owners just 3 questions to uncover what really matters behind the places we love. So today on the Charmed 3, I am joined by Dustin Youree, the owner and operator of Riverview RV Park in Loveland, Colorado. I'm your host, Michelle Oliver, and in just 3 questions, we are going to explore some pretty deep subjects, actually. Presence, place, and well-being, and how they come together in hospitality. Welcome. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me, Michelle.
I'm excited because you have a Colorado property, and never have I interviewed anyone with a Colorado property.
Oh,
You're the first.
hey.
Yeah.
Glad to be the
How
first.
charming is that?
Yeah, there you go.
It's our
Jing.
theme.
Yeah.
Ding, hit, tapped the button. Okay, so we're using this overall theme of winter because this is a seasonal thing. And it just brings up the thought of meaning and resilience because it's a bit of a reflective time, even though it's like 65 degrees here in Denver today, we still can find resilience and reflection. So question number 1, presence. So Dustin, what does the concept of presence mean to you? And what does it look like in your day to day as an owner or operator? I've compressed 3 questions into one. I just realized that. And how do you express it and protect it?
Oh, that's a good little tag on the end of it. I think presence is an interesting one for me as an owner who is not always on site and the operator. I'm not just the owner; I am the operator. Um, So one of the ways that as I've evolved as the owner operator is, and particularly with presence, is how I can show up for my people, not just my staff, but also for my guests, whether they're transient or more of a extended longer term. And I think that that is embracing technology for sure. Things like creating an active Slack channel. That's not just about like, oh, this is work, but how do you make that fun? How do you make the digital interaction fun? But also being available and making sure, even I have to reiterate, because a lot of my staff will be like, I don't want to bother you. I'm like, you're not bothering. It is my job to be available to you 24/7. All the
Hmm.
more because I'm not always on site. This is my job to be available to you. So I think from my standpoint, it's really making sure that, especially my staff, it understands that I'm available for them 24/7. If you have a problem, call me at 2 a.m. on a Saturday. I don't care.
Wow.
Or 5 a.m. Like that's part of the deal being in the position that I'm in.
That is a huge and powerful commitment.
Yeah, I feel it's especially again being not an on-site general manager slash owner. I can be very present in other ways and make that commitment.
Okay, so how do you protect that kind of commitment? Especially now that you have a new baby in the
Yeah.
house and I didn't say this in the short introduction. I'm really trying to condense and not talk too much, honestly.
Yeah.
But Dustin does a lot of different things, and I'm excited for everyone to get to know you and follow you I won't tell them about the AI generated version of you,
Yeah.
but that's just
But
a little hint. Um, and so this is just one of many things that you're involved in.
Hmm.
And to have that kind of commitment to be present, how do you do that?
I think finding the synthesis of all of those things, like synthesis, there's
Mhm.
that word again that we used beforehand. Um,
Yeah.
finding how they all relate to each other and so that there is crossover within that. But I think I protect it. Like you said with my kid, it's an evolving thing because my child is Pele is just 4 months old. And so I'm learning as I go, I guess as all parents do. But I guess I protect it by thinking out loud. I think I protect it by giving my people access to me so much more and creating stability in their job. Protects me from the constant turnover and the constant having to reconfigure the machine, maybe.
Yes.
If I can get people that really feel connected to me, feel connected to Riverview, feel connected to their jobs, feel connected to each other, and I can create stability within my operation, then I'm not retooling all the time. Early on, I was
Right.
having to turnover was bad or whatever. You're retooling, especially with the seasonal nature. But I'm really
Mm,
working on that too. How I can make it, we have everybody all the time.
wow.
I think that's how I protect it. It's a preemptive thing. Being available isn't difficult when I know what the payoff is.
That's very insightful. I hope everybody really pays attention to that because it boils down. I mean, we're in hospitality, indoor or outdoor, wherever you're doing it. It's a way of life, and that boils down to relationships. And yet, I don't know how people miss this, but they do. They miss building the culture. They miss investing in their people. So that's a really powerful and insightful thing. Okay, we're moving on. Question number two is about place. What is it about this place, this land, this location that shapes the experience guests have when they arrive? Oh my gosh, I'm excited for you to speak to this. Because
This
you said
one,
something about the land. Anyway, go ahead.
yeah, I mean, I think our location is just really special. And
Mm,
I could go on, I'm sure many campground owners, many outdoor hospitality owners, or indoor hospitality owners can say this about their location. But ours is really great because, and people comment about this a lot, we are like in the country and in the city, not the calling it the city as somebody who spent a lot of time in New York City. It's like, is that a city? It being cl really close to
Loveland,
Loveland,
Colorado. Yeah.
really being really close to Loveland, 10 minutes outside, 15 minutes to downtown Loveland, 30
Yeah.
minutes to downtown Fort Collins. And yet, when you go to Riverview, you cross the bridge, across the water, and down into the valley, this little pocket we have. Some
Yeah.
people say they didn't even know it was there. They've driven past it 100 times. They didn't even know it was there. So it's like this little oasis. When you get into Riverview, you feel like you were not close to a city at all.
Yeah.
So we were able to deliver that amenity, this country feel amenity, while having all the availability of a major urban hub of Fort Collins, Loveland, right on their fingertips. I think and that is something people comment about all the time.
It is. I've been there and I lived in Estes Park and drove to Fort Collins every day because I put my son in school finally. And I don't know how many times I drove by there until I, and then I was obsessed. I was like, how do we get over there? Can we go in? Can I just drive in? I did many times. And then as we've discussed, Sylvandale Ranch is close and they have an easement and you butt up to their excessive amount of ranch land
That's
where they're grazing cattle or something.
Yeah, I think that's all they're doing right now is grazing cattle. But they have the Heart J Foundation, not to get off on this
Yeah,
tangent, but
yeah.
they're starting to do more things.
Yeah, that's wonderful. And it is actually, I know everybody says their place is special, and many places really are, but you do have, when people are looking for properties, you have the absolute ideal situation.
I agree.
This is the perfect criteria. Close
I
enough before. And in addition to that, not to oversell you, but it truly is, Loveland is the gateway to Rocky Mountain National Park. And so you're a little bit up the canyon, but so close to Loveland and Fort Collins. And yet they can easily have a day trip to Estes,
Oh, easy. I mean, that's one of our
another
main sticking
25
points is
minutes
that. Yeah,
or two
exactly.
hours, depending on.
Yeah, right.
The
Just
time
don't
of,
do it at the wrong times, you know?
yeah, the time of summer. Okay. Um, that shapes experience guests have when they arrive. Okay. I think we covered that. So well, not the last question because I'm never finished asking questions, but question number 3 is about well-being. We all make choices at our properties design-wise or operationally to support guest well-being, whether through wellness experiences, regenerative practices, or how people are cared for when they're with us. And the seasons impact what guests need in terms of overall well-being. Winter is often themed by rest and regulation. This is a very long-winded question, but how do you support rest, nervous system regulation, or a sense of just, I arrived and a deep exhale for your guests in a
I
world
think,
that's always on?
yeah.
Sorry for the long question.
And no, that's one that I think about a little bit because um, we don't really offer any particular wellness amenities. We're not Our amenity really is like you're in, the Front Range. This is our amenity. You're on a river. This is our amenity. But something that I think is really important about Riverview that differentiates that from a lot of campground developments or like larger campground conglomerates is that we have no concrete. We
Oh,
want
nice.
we and you want to do concrete slabs, no shade, like that's a vibe. But for us, we want to keep it rustic, dirt roads, hear the river. Of course we prune our trees, but we want the trees to feel wild. We want it to feel wild and rustic. And so when you, again, to sort of branch off the last question of what makes Riverview so great is it feels so country, but you're not in the country.
Yeah.
We embrace that and keep it rustic. Like, we'll keep our dirt roads, we'll keep things rustic as much as we can, rustic and wild, because I think that contributes to and why we have a lot of Denver natives who come back regularly because we are not far from Denver. You can be at our place in an hour if you live
Yeah.
on the north side of Denver, and but all of a sudden you have this very rustic campground.
Rustic and wild. And you feel that when you cross. I mean, that bridge is like a magic key, right? Because all of a sudden you hear the river, you feel it. It's a wooden bridge, and then you're in this wild, rustic
Yeah, you dip
property.
down.
That's great. Yeah, yeah, that's
It's
wonderful.
nice.
Okay,
Yeah.
are you open to a bonus
Let's do
question?
it. Let's go to
Okay.
a bonus question.
Okay, so Expitality Outdoors has a tagline that expresses how powerful I believe hospitality to be. Would you please share what the following phrase means to you? People are inspired not by what they know to be accurate, but by what they believe is possible for them. And hospitality helps people believe.
Yeah, my immediate thought when I read that question was that everything's okay.
Hmm,
Like especially now, like everybody's all riled up all the time, I feel like, and just
yeah.
mad as hell about whatever it is they're mad as hell about. And perhaps that they have a reason. Um, but what I'd like to say, and this ties back to well-being too, but really what struck me with that question was it's all okay, man. Come in here, start a fire, chill out by the river. It's all gonna be okay.
I really, really like that, Dustin. I mean, it's funny how the simplest things it's like a permission slip, really. The simplest things can be that permission slip. It could be like somebody giving you a cup of tea or, and there's something so special about what you said before, rustic and wild. That is a permission slip, right?
Yeah.
It's
It
like
takes you out of
some,
your head of whatever was bugging you,
yes.
and I mean that's what hospitality is. We really at Riverview, I'm really proud of my team hospitality wise and really the personalization. You go to our Google reviews and you can see like regularly, oh, the staff is great. I mean, and that's that we, we want people to come here and like, okay, your troubles are left on the other side of the bridge.
I noticed that with your reviews, and it takes people to do that for people.
Mm.
So, yeah, and it's because it's trickling down from you. I mean, you're
I hope
taking
so.
care of them, and then that gives them permission to take care of others, and then others have permission to take care of themselves, hopefully. That's
Yeah,
kind of
hopefully.
the
I hope
idea.
that's, I try. I try. Running a business is not easy, as you know, but um,
Yeah,
I try to really take care of, be fair with people.
sounds to me like you are doing a great job. All
Yeah.
right. What one question would you leave for other outdoor hospitality owners?
Um, how are you embracing technology? Like,
Hmm.
especially in the outdoor hospitality business. I'm a bit of a futurist myself, and so that is something that I think I certainly have a lot of ideas and thoughts on, but I'm curious. I would be curious how others are utilizing technology to enhance the outdoor, that how are we using the digital to make the physical what is that? Again, that word again, that synergy, that synthesis between those two things.
Yeah, it really can. People are so afraid of it, right? And yet it can really enhance the human aspects of everything. So that is such a great question. I hope when people see this, they will comment and answer that question.
Okay.
And then you can comment on the answers. And we'll have a conversation.
That's the idea.
Okay, everyone, thank you so much. This was so much fun. I just am so happy that I met you, and I think that I really encourage, I'll put all the links to all of your various artistic endeavors and otherwise in the description. And I just encourage everybody to go check it out. And definitely you need to make a reservation and stay at this beautiful, magical, wild, rustic, close to Loveland, but oh so far away
That's
RV
it. Well
park.
said.
Yeah, Riverview with the view of the river.
That's a fact.
Yeah. Okay, everyone, if you enjoyed this conversation, please do subscribe. That would be just so awesome. And check the description where you're going to find several ways that you can join us in supporting the transformational power of outdoor hospitality. You're so fun. Thank you so much.
Yeah, Michelle, genuinely, it's great to meet you and connect with you.